Who are you and what are we doing here today?
Hi, I'm Randall, and I'm here today at the Battle Standard, looking to play some Star Wars Shatterpoint by Atomic Mass Games.
What affiliation are you playing today?
I'm mostly playing Empire. There's a little bit of splash. I've got Darth Maul and Jango Fett, and that's just because they're really good models. But most of the rest of what I'm bringing is Empire. I really like Shatterpoint because of the mechanics it uses. It's a tactical game, it's a skirmish game, but it's less of a, think 5-10 activations ahead chess match. It's more of a competitive puzzle solving game, right? You're given a board state, you flip a card, you find out, all right, this is the activation that I'm on, and you solve the situation in front of you. So whether that is, fighting a character, taking a active point on the table, positioning yourself for some combos or some interactions between models down the line, but you're not thinking about, all right, what's my opponent going to do in 3 moves, because it's so randomized. So it's, solve for the puzzle that you're provided, and then it's the opponent's turn to solve. If you are familiar with a chess analogy at all, it's less of a chess match and more of competitive solving of chess puzzles or chess problems. I think that's a different experience than any of the other skirmish games out there right now, and it's something that I find really enjoyable. It really cuts down on the analysis paralysis. Plus, honestly, the models look great. They're amazing, and they're a lot of fun to paint because of the scale and because of the small size of the teams.
Awesome. Who is your favorite character that you're playing right now?
Oh, it's got to be Darth Vader. If you like Star Wars, especially if you like the original Star Wars, if you grew up on Star Wars, Darth Vader is just this omnipresent, just total... He's just this, constant presence in the movies and in the storyline, and he feels that way on the table. Plus, my daughter bought me the Darth Vader Dad t-shirt, so I have to represent that too, right?
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. That was great.
Absolutely.
I'm Ed Heck. I'm here to play in the Shatterpoint tournament. There isn't really an affiliation or allegiance. There's a couple overarching factions, but it's really broken down by keyword more than anything else.
Okay, what factions are you playing today?
Right now I'm doing a 50-50 split. I'm playing Galactic Empire and the Spectre Rebels from Ghosts.
Who's your favorite character you're playing right now?
That's an easy. That's Grand Admiral Thrawn all the way. He's my favorite, my favorite Star Wars character, period, full stop. And he's actually a lot of fun to play on the tabletop because in the canon, he's this scheming, tactical, strategic genius, and they managed to translate that into the tabletop in some pretty cool ways. You have tactics cards that you shuffle into your order deck, and then when those pop up, you get to pick one of 2 options and then activate another character based on the choices that you make. And it gives you usually a benefit and a drawback. So something like your character can dash forward, but they take a special condition after they do it, things like that. So he's a lot of fun to play, but really hard to do well because you really need to know what you're doing and optimize every specific order. You got to know what you're doing.
Awesome. Do you think that there's a faction right now that stands out to be better than the rest, or is it a pretty balanced meta?
I think Empire is probably consistently, if people had to pick, they'd say Empire is one of the top right now, but it's pretty close because just about anything can do well if you're familiar with your models and you build your list well. Anything can do well, but I think Empire is edging out everybody else by a little bit.
Awesome. Now, out of all the games that you could be playing, why do you choose to play Shatterpoint?
That's a good question because I play a couple other games concurrently, but I think Shatterpoint is my current game of choice because it feels better to play. There's a lot of other games where if a model dies before it activates, that's it. You don't get to activate it, it's gone. Whereas that you still will always get one final activation with them, and then they're removed after that activation. So there's a little less of a feels bad on both sides, but it's also, no game ever plays the same, even if you're using the same models and the same objectives, because you don't get to pick activation order. It's randomized through a deck of order cards. So 2 games with the same person with the same lists can go drastically different just because of how activation order went. So it's always something new, and I find it a lot of fun because of that.
Dude, that was awesome.
Hi, my name's Evan, and I'm here to play Star Wars Shatterpoint.
What faction are you playing today?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily think of Shatterpoint as having a real strict faction system, but I really like playing characters with the Scoundrel tag, especially the primary Hondo Onaka, Honest Businessman. So I'm working hard to make fun lists that I get to say things that Hondo gets to say.
My next question was going to be, who's your favorite character, but I guess that kind of answers that.
Well, I mean, I have a bunch of favorite characters, but I definitely like Hondo. I like him in Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Rebels. I like his play style as well on the table. So it's just very tricksy.
Awesome. Can you just tell me a few other characters that you like and why?
A bunch of them. I tried to make Cad Bane work for a while. I was having some trouble with that, though. Sort of moved off him once Hondo came out. Other folks that are fun to play. Mandalorian, of course, is a good time. Hunter and the Bad Batch are fun. Pretty much anyone, to be honest. I'd say some of the folks that are coming out soon that I'm really looking forward to is, well, Thrawn's already out, but I'm waiting, I think, for Lando Calrissian to come out, and I'm gonna probably try to make a list like that work.
It's funny you say that. Interestingly enough, he's actually my favorite character in the series. I've only seen the original 3, and I loved him. So awesome. How do you feel like the state of the meta is right now? Do you think that there's any character pack that's above the rest? Do you think it's pretty well balanced?
I think it is pretty well balanced. I think it's not so much that there are boogeymen out there, like you might think, but I think there are definitely lists out there, like an Iden list or some of the revenge lists that you should at least be prepared to face, and you should, if you don't have an answer for those lists, you're maybe in for a bit of a rude awakening. I wouldn't call them necessarily like overpowered or anything. I just think that if you haven't seen them, if you haven't thought about them a little bit in your list construction and in your visioning of how a game is going to go, you might struggle. But I wouldn't necessarily say that they're far and away, they'll win every single game. I think anything in the game is capable of winning, honestly.
Perfect, man. That was.
Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm here to play some Shatterpoint. This is my second game ever, so I'm about as new as you can get. I'm just here to hopefully get lucky, have some fun, roll some dice with my Republic characters. Yeah.
What got you into playing Shatterpoint?
Oh, I'm an Armada player. So I love Armada, I love X-Wing, and I have a couple friends here that, dip their toes into both games, so they've been trying to get me to play Shatterpoint, and this is me dipping the toe in, so to speak. Definitely playing Republic, Clone Wars, Anakin, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, typical just, clone troopers, something fun. Anakin's a bit aggressive and Obi-Wan's a bit defensive. I'm just here to, roll some dice and see if I get lucky.
Awesome. And my last question for you is, who's your favorite character so far that you play?
Ahsoka, period. I played her, she was when I played last time, but I played her as a commander. This time I'm doing the Padawan Ahsoka, so she's always one of my favorite characters, so that's a win for me.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.